I can intro the
Welcome,
podcast
Friday.
if you want.
Just started. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Smackdown. I have chest pains.
Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Milam. And no, KOTOR 2 never loaded. Although I may have figured out one problem, but we'll see.
Welcome both to you. Mike, we haven't seen you around in a while. We missed you.
And Milam.
And Milam. Actually, we haven't seen either of you in a while.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Welcome to both of you. We missed you. Welcome to the Pinfall podcast for everyone else who doesn't know what the fuck they're watching. I'm your host, Liz. I'm joined, as always, by my scintillating, sensuous, sort of a cool guy. I don't know. I was trying to think of another S word. Mark.
Where's... What? Just a suave.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Smelly.
I didn't want to say anything mean. I wanted to beef you up a little bit here.
Savory. Slimy. Sith. Stained. Jordy G. Anyway, welcome to Friday Night Smackdown, everybody.
And welcome to our special guest host,
Oh no.
Soup Cat.
More like stupid cat.
She's staring me down. How does my hair... I don't know what's going on with my hair today. I washed it last night, so she's a little unruly. I also did not brush it today, so...
I think
perhaps that's why.
Milam, or not Milam, Mike just reminded me that I haven't done this in a while. I'm gonna give a little beginning of the show to the moon. Hold on, one more time. This time to the moon.
You always cut off at like the last 5 seconds of that for me.
Perfect.
I like to think that it's you going to the moon, but like once you leave the stratosphere, being cut off entirely.
Past the sound barrier.
Exactly. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the promo show. We're gonna find out some fun fucking gifts to give to your family members or friends or whatever you have right now this year. And the predictions show. Also, might have a heart attack live on air. Don't know why my chest hurts this much. Probably because I ate pasta.
We do have the prediction show, that's right.
Yeah.
So stay tuned till after the best of the night to find out our predictions for NXT TakeOver WarGames.
I'm probably gonna lose this one because I'm gonna go with my gut again. So
cool.
That's on me.
I
mean, I don't know why you'd be upset.
Yeah, I don't know.
I genuinely think that we're only gonna differ on maybe one or two predictions.
For those who don't,
half of them.
For those who don't know how our predictions work, every pay-per-view we have our predictions for all the matches that are going to happen, maybe some extras thrown in, and for every incorrect prediction we have to finish one can of hard seltzer before the podcast is over. And whoever has the most correct predictions wins and remains or takes the Pinfall Podcast prediction title and has to give a punishment to the loser.
Mark's last few punishments to me have been taking my signs down and I think you made me take my glasses off because I think I had my glasses on for one of the...
you had to remove...
you told me I couldn't look at my notes. Yeah, that was your own fucking mistake.
And I am a 2-time Pinfall Podcast prediction winner.
I like that you say 2-time in comparison to all the other ones that I've fucking won.
But right now, I've defended once and then won, so this will be my second defense when I inevitably win.
I feel like my head is either really big or like when my hands are like this, they look like little doll hands. Can't tell.
Also how they're cupped, kind of how doll hands are shaped. So you want to start the podcast or what?
Yeah, I guess. I fucking hate Smackdown, dude. Every goddamn week with this shit. It's happening.
I didn't mind this Smackdown.
I didn't mind it, but this 100% felt like like, you know when like you went to school and like your teacher was out, like they were sick or whatever, and you just had like a random substitute that was like, I don't know, here's a fucking Bill Nye video.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of what a lot of today felt like. The fact that we had 2 matches in the first hour alone, and one was about 5 seconds.
Like, the stuff that sucked today really sucked. The stuff that was... There was a lot of good stuff. I'm not going to say the stuff that was good was great.
I don't think a lot sucked. Besides Dominic's sweater.
And the whole Carmella-Sasha thing, that was awful.
Oh, we can wait to talk about that.
And Bayley and Natalya. That sucked. Roman...
Let's start with our first promo.
Roman being sexist sucked.
Oh, that one hurt. I didn't like that at all. I felt weird.
Yeah.
It feels weirder when you know that Roman said that like he and Jay are basically writing half their shit for this, and I was like, is that what you want to take credit for?
Yeah.
I hope it isn't. Your wife could fucking beat the shit out of you, Roman. You know that. Anyways. All right. Weird shop name to start with.
Cultpotato.
Cultpotato. So I've done a lot of Christmas shopping recently, and I really like to use Etsy for most of my Christmas shopping. So my family's super into Seinfeld. I was kind of like looking for t-shirts that were funny related to that on Etsy, just because I kind of ran out of ideas. It's like it's one of those years where like I haven't been around them enough to be like, this would be a great fucking gift. But I know they like Seinfeld, so I was like looking for shirts like might make them laugh. I found these really funny shirts, and I'm gonna try to share my screen. I know I tried to do this last time. It's a little difficult for me though. Share my screen. We're gonna share this. Let's just share. Let's share that. There we go. Hopefully, made a fun little noise. Can you see my screen?
It's yes. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make it bigger for everyone watching.
Their Etsy shop is different. Their Etsy shop is named Fumble with Buttons.
Very low res.
It's easier for me
everyone.
to show people.
Nobody will
do this first.
It is incredibly low res.
Might
be on my end.
I'll zoom in just a little bit. I made my screen a little bigger too.
Oh boy, there's all your tabs.
Oh, hi tabs. Yep, look at all of them. These are puzzles, these two.
Hope you don't have any incriminating stuff.
You wouldn't even be able to tell. Actually, I do have incriminating stuff that I realized just now, but that's fine. Only certain people will notice. But I bought my mom and stepdad this shirt here, Seinfeld Costanza 20. I would like to show it to people, but it's actually wrapped right now. But unfortunately, because we live in an area where this is more likely to happen than not, the package was stolen. I messaged the guy. I asked him, like, hey, I didn't know if anything needed to be done on his end to, make up for the fact that he paid for shipping. Something I never received. And he actually was so nice that he gave me a discount code for my stuff over on his actual online shop here. And he was just like a super nice guy. His stuff is primarily like Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's Simpsons stuff as well. But it's a really nice guy that runs the shop, and the quality of the shirts is really awesome. He ended up, after giving me the coupon code, I bought a second shirt just to make up for the fact that I felt like an asshole. And he included a third shirt in my shipment that was going to me now. I'm not giving it to anybody else because it's mine. The quality is just so nice. It's so soft. So I super recommend if you're going to, if your family or friends are into this kind of stuff, 100% I recommend this. And I'm going to end sharing just so I can once again show y'all this. So if you want to go to his Etsy, it's etsy.com/shop/fumblewithbuttons, and his online store is cultpotato.com. Ignore that last slash there. He's a nice guy. And he's Australian, and I got my package really fucking quick, so.
I wish you sent me all these links so I could just put them in the chat. But they'll be in the YouTube description. You go to our YouTube, the Pinfall Podcast. They'll all be in the description, which should be going up tomorrow, if not Sunday. Also, I want to give a little...
And I will try to send Mark these links now.
I want to reiterate a little bit something we talked about already. As far as Sunday goes with Tribute to the Troops and WarGames, our podcast will only be on WarGames. We will not be talking about Tribute to the Troops at all. A little too much for us to talk about in one podcast. But we will be watching, and we may bring it up a little bit during WarGames, but I can't promise we'll talk about it in the slightest.
Yeah, it's something that we can talk about unless, like, if something crazy happens, because I know that, like, Drew is fighting The Miz, I think. So...
There's also an 8-man tag match.
Something happens there. But other than that, I can only handle talking about so much at one time.
So now that we're almost 30 minutes into the podcast, do you want to finally get to the news?
I guess, like, I would like to do that. I think that might be fun for everyone. Let me just remove this. Hey, look, it's news. Oh, God. Chest hurting is kind of, like, really throwing me off a little bit. Oh, news. Let's start with a little update to the last piece of news that we gave, or a piece of news that we gave last week, which is, just in case anyone was wondering, Yvonne Dudley is not dying. He's just having some health problems. He wants everyone to know that because apparently people were commenting and, like, messaging him like, hey, dying? He's like, please don't act like I have a foot in the grave. I'm fine. So, if you were wondering, to be fair, nowadays when everyone's like, I've got health issues, it's like, oh, you're dead, aren't you?
Especially when you're that old.
For sure. Is he that old? I said, is he that old?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he is. Let's see.
I thought he was, like, only, like, maybe 60s.
Devon Dudley. Oh, wait, Devon Dudley?
Yeah.
He's 48. No, never mind. Never mind.
He was still wrestling. He was part of I think. Could be wrong. I believe he was part of the Funkadactyls with Brodus Clay and Naomi and the other girl, who I don't remember.
I have no clue.
Yeah, you would. It's literally only something I know because I watched Divas. So, okay. So I'm trying to send you these links without breaking my phone. But anyways, so in addition to that, you know, since we're on the topic of old people, Sting. So Sting, as we talked about Wednesday, debuted at AEW. And my first thing was, I really hope he's not fucking wrestling, because Sting's an old-ass fucking dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, no, he's probably not, because it's Sting. He might.
He's broken.
He might. There was recent rumors that there is a decent enough chance that Sting is going to wrestle in AEW. Kind of terrifying to me, personally.
He is 61. And as Milo mentioned, he has a fucked up neck and spine. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna wrestle. I think those are just rumors. I don't think he's actually gonna be wrestling at all.
I hope that they're just rumors. It is one of those things where it's like wrestlers don't always do what they're supposed to do health-wise. It will. I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking like headlines for gospel when I shouldn't. I guess like there's evidence more or less that he's going to, which the fact is that like they added him on, like AEW added him on their website to the men's roster. There are people listed as his coaches. And everyone on the men's roster at this point has wrestled. He has a record listed.
I don't. Again, I don't think he's going to.
Listen, I'm more than happy for you to be correct here. I don't want to be right. I'm just stressed. However, in different old people news, Marty Jannetty, darling Marty Jannetty, everyone's favorite psychopath, has had reconstructive ankle surgery.
Who cares?
Honestly, I'm only reporting on it because of the fact that we talked about the other stories months and months and months ago. However, at least that might be one thing that hinders him from putting out another hit on somebody or executing another hit on somebody.
Milam, in regards to what Milam said, he said Sting isn't a manager type of
Like,
guy.
I know what he said.
If you ask me, that's why I'm saying it. I think he's gonna side with Darby Allin and kind of be like a mentor role. Maybe put in some cheap shots while Darby Allin's wrestling. They seem to have very similar vibes, although Darby might be a little bit more reckless and chaotic than Sting.
It's like his son.
Yeah. He looks like his son. Maybe grandson, even.
Whichever. Like, you know, because, like, the whole thing is, like, the dad's, like, this stoic human being, and his son wants to be like his dad, but he wants to do it his own way. I don't know. Like Darby Allin. And on the same topic as Hitmen. So this is something, I kind of wanted to bring this up at the end. No, I'm going to bring it up at the end. Never mind. Don't roll your eyes at me. So I wanted to discuss something else pertaining to AEW, though, which is AEW said that they, after the whole Impact thing with Kenny Omega and whoever the fuck it was, I can't remember his name now, taking the AEW championship and running off to Impact with it. I'm wondering if, like, I don't know, I was thinking about this earlier, like, I feel like this is like a fucking death knell for WWE. Because Tony Khan has now said that they're more than willing to work with other indie promotions in addition to Impact, not just Impact. It's like, if a major wrestling brand is willing to do that,
Did we talk about what Triple H said?
I remember you telling me about it, but I can't quite remember it, so we have not.
Triple H said that that WWE is open to working with other promotions as well. Only if they benefit WWE long term.
Which I feel like, in a weird way, is kind of like, that'd be awesome. Because obviously there's been a lot of people, Kenny Omega included, as well as a lot of other people also from Bullet Club specifically, that have said, like, I want to wrestle like so-and-so from the main roster. And it's like, okay, cool. But Triple H said that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Vince says it, I'm just like, it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, famously, WWE worked with ECW.
True.
And as Milam said, they worked with PWG not too long ago. Um, I think they will. But the thing is finding a promotion that will make it beneficial for WWE long term. Because I don't think
The only one
WWE.
I can really. Oh, go on.
I was gonna say I don't think WWE is just gonna be wanting to promote some other brands just for the sake of them rising.
I think honestly, like, I don't know how likely this is now that AEW kind of has some ties to them. Impact is obviously a great option because we've just stolen half the people from fucking Impact. Because I don't know what the fuck is happening over there right now, but like everybody is dropping out. It seems like started with like Kylie, and then just everyone else was like. But I know that NJPW was kind of like a sister brand for WWE for a while, in that we got a lot of people from there.
Mm-hmm.
And we continue to sort of poach off of rosters that have either been aligned with NJPW or are directly connected to. But it's like, I think the people they need to be targeting are NJPW and Impact specifically, because that's where a lot of their old wrestlers are. And I think there's a lot of people that, like, if they announce, like, oh, we're doing a match with, like, I don't fucking know, like Carl Anderson. If they were to say something like that, it's like, that'd be pretty exciting for people. I think partnering with those brands is the best, but, like, I don't know if that's actually going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
Feels like AEW just climbed, like, a second rung on the ladder, while WWE sat there fucking worrying about Twitch.
They're too busy accusing a dog of biting them at the bottom of the ladder.
Exactly. But anyways, also CM Punk is apparently really fucking high on Pat McAfee, and said that the people in the WWE roster, and I think he was specifically speaking to NXT. I believe I bookmarked this as well, but basically said, no, of course I don't. That it's embarrassing for the people of WWE that Pat McAfee does such a good promo in comparison to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I like CM Punk, I really do, to an extent. I don't look at all of his old faux pas. I mean, Pat McAfee's like a decent enough wrestler. Pat McAfee's like good enough on the mic. I don't think Pat McAfee gives killer fucking promos. He does the same shit that Corbin and Elias do.
Yeah.
It's more annoying because it's Pat.
I don't mind Pat so much as you know and everyone else here knows. But I do disagree with Punk, and I do think like a lot of wrestlers at NXT and WWE are very good on the mic. I mean, like if you look at Roman, for example, Jay, any of the New Day, any of the Hurt Business. If we're going back to NXT, you've got Johnny, you've got Damien's good on the mic too, especially recently. Adam Cole, Kyle too, Finn's good on the mic.
Could say Finn. Prior to the cat references.
I think Thatcher's
throwing me a little bit, Finn.
Thatcher's actually good on a mic. To an extent.
Thatcher's really good on the mic.
He seems very much like a wrestling teacher who's thrown into a role that he's not necessarily used to being TV.
But I think that makes it for the best because that's his character, basically.
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, he definitely fits that role.
Imperium.
They're
good.
Now, Grizzled Young Vets, they're great on the mic. Drake Maverick.
I think the thing for me is like, yeah, Pat does his job right. In that Pat gives a fucking promo, and I say, oh my god, if I could just sock this guy in the fucking jaw, my life would be better. So yeah, he does his job well. Congrats. don't think that Pat McAfee does his heelish promos any better than anybody else.
He's not revolutionary, but I think one thing that really makes him better than a lot is that he gives a fuck. He really gives a fuck, and it really shows off in what he's doing, and that's kind of my appreciation with him and how he's kind of bringing it to his job outside the WWE as well.
Added a lot of things in there. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like also the fact that he's doing a promo that we've heard before because we've seen the same fucking heel before, and that the fuck you fans, I'm the best promo. It's been done by a lot of guys. And I'm not faulting him for that because like he does it well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think that's why we like Dexter, because like Dexter, although he isn't on the mic ever, but Dexter's heelish personality, complex. Pat's just a dick.
Right. A dick with a lot of money. And I think
Yeah.
I think what he's building with his brand or with his faction is something that's amazing for NXT, and I think we should appreciate that. This is probably the biggest villain faction or biggest heel faction that we've seen in a long time. I think to the extent of Undisputed Era when they were peak heel.
Jackasses. However, I just feel like CM Punk, I think he lives in this kayfabe world. Because I don't think that CM Punk was ever kayfabe. I think CM Punk was just CM Punk the entire fucking time. Now that Pat McAfee's like, fuck this, like, brand, like, I take over everything, I'm making everything great. And CM's like, couldn't have said it better myself, buddy. I feel like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
Like, if CM Punk had the balls, he would say that he likes Retribution, and I know that for a fucking fact. He's just mad at Slapjack because Slapjack did it better than him.
I mean,
before him.
There was a point where I liked Retribution. To be honest.
Retribution, Slapjack's still my boy. No one's ever going to deliver a pipe bomb quite like CM. However, no one's going to pass out like Slapjack.
All right. So
the last piece of news, though.
Now that we're 43 minutes in.
We had 4 matches. One last piece of news. It's an exciting piece of news. This is why I held off on saying it this long. Karrion Kross is apparently due to return any fucking minute.
Are you going to talk about what Triple H said?
No, I'm not, because I don't know what he said. You know what he said?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say more before I went with that, but yeah, I think Triple H said in his I think he was doing a press conference. Let me try and find his exact words because Karrion Kross posted on Instagram like a fancy picture quoting it. Regarding Karrion's return, Triple H said, to quote him, "TikTok any second."
Yeah, which I wanted to bring up last only because WarGames. It's interesting. Phineas, Darling Fergal, there's nothing going on. And no one's fucking challenging him for that goddamn title. Yeah. I guess maybe Pat, but that does not count.
I hope Pat tries. I really hope. That would be a really interesting match. I would love to see
Pat versus Karrion.
That would be a great match, in all honesty. I would... No.
Karrion will kill him!
Wait, I thought we were talking about Finn versus Pat.
No! I said Karrion versus Pat.
Oh, again, would be a fantastic match.
Pat would be beast.
Pat would try his fucking hardest, and then Karrion would just demolish him. But also...
Chokehold.
Also, Pete Dunne versus Karrion.
That's different.
Pete Dunne versus Finn.
Exciting. That's like the middle ground, only because I feel like Finn versus Karrion might end poorly. But I feel like Pete versus any of the 3, really, at this point. Yeah, sure. I'll sit through that. Right now, Pete wouldn't go against Pat. No.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Pete versus Finn are... Unless...
No.
Because Pete Dunne has looked like he wants to strangle Pat, at least in several of their promos.
All right. Should we get to the matches and promos?
You know, I think that we have a different promo to talk about.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
We do.
Did you
Welcome to the
send
promo
me?
show.
Did
Nothing
you
ever
send me the
starts.
links?
I did check Discord, pretty boy.
All right.
I don't know why I said that. That wasn't fun.
For the first promo we talked about, posting that right in the chat.
Okay. Just replace that. There we go. All right, so this is a promo that we have talked about before, so I will go through it relatively quickly. There is just an added little bit to it. Oh my god, okay. I'm not going to fuck with this too much. So this is Mark's friend. Harry, you know what? Harry would love this. This is Mark's friend, Harry.
Friend of the show.
Maybe I can like do this for the show. Sort of like PBS here. I don't know why this is just being such a bitch. There we go. That's fine. Anyways, Harry has been in the chat many times before. We've reviewed him before for specifically his t-shirt store. I think it's more than t-shirts. It's like merchandise in general. Again, designs are really awesome. He's released some new ones, I think. I would definitely go check it out. There's a ton of like different options for the designs. Get on a t-shirt, there's like 5 different fucking types of t-shirts just to begin with, and then like you can get it on sweatshirts, you can get it on v-necks. I don't fucking know. There's a lot of shit that you can put his designs on. I have been meaning to buy from him for a while now. I just forget these things after I do the fucking podcast, but I do highly recommend checking him out. I think that this is something that anybody who has like friends that like are into graphic design would really be into. And in addition to that, he's also released comics. I think Mark can speak to them more than I can because I haven't read them. But if you would like to.
Yeah, he is. I posted the links in the chat, and Mylon, I'm not sure what you mean by the feed is blurry, but update on that with more details. But no, his comics are great. He has a series called Tricky Style, which is in the process of being he's working on the 3rd issue right now. There's 2 issues out right now. He's an incredible artist, incredible writer, and I mean, this is some of like the best art and writing I've seen in comics because he has just so much creativity, so much creative freedom on this, and he's young and ambitious, and you all should go at least check him out. You can get the comic digitally or you can get it in physical print. And him and just like everyone else, let him know that that we sent you.
Yes. Please do.
Oh, I realized I was not on the stream at all for that, and it was just on you. I apologize, everybody. I thought I was on the other screen.
You see my hair right now? It's a mess. Please
I
don't
mean,
just be on
Liz,
me.
we cannot see the sign unless it's extremely zoomed in because Discord's so low res,
Yeah,
you
sorry,
can't
guys.
see a single thing.
It's totally fair. I should probably bring these closer. Anyways, but yeah, you can find his products his comics are at gumroad.harrysheridan.com, and his t-shirts are at tpublic.com/user/probability-1.
Spelled
Love
out.
Harry. Spelled out?
Spelled out 1.
Oh yeah. Dash isn't spelled out. The dash is just a dash.
So, matches and promos?
Yeah, maybe I'll actually put the sign up right this fucking time.
Alright, so jumping right into it, I'm gonna speed through this shit. So we had a Roman, an interview in the ring to start off the night with Roman Reigns, followed by Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. Roman is being interviewed by Kayla, and this is where the night started to go south.
Right at the beginning.
There was no north. It was only south. We started in fucking Argentina, or whatever is southmost of South America.
Cape Fear.
Sure, Cape Fear, whatever.
Geography, bitch.
she's asking him like if he fears Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens doesn't fear him, and Roman didn't want to have like a confrontation with Kevin Owens, and he was just like, "This is like the highlight of your career, interviewing me. Why do you ask me such a stupid question? Next question." And she says, "Okay, so going to Jay," and then she asks a question about Jay. I don't remember exactly what it was, and then he's just like, "That was such a stupid question. Can we get somebody with some actual experience and tenure, like Michael Cole, out here?"
Dude, we're in the fucking Falkland Islands at this point.
And did you just look up like what's southmost of South America to just make that reference?
I did actually. Falkland Islands, actually, Argentina does go lower than the Falklands. Just Cape Fear isn't what I was looking for. I think it was called Cape Hope, actually, because I know that the sailors used to not want to go under South America because it was a fucking nightmare. Apparently,
it was the
it's Cape something. Not the
remember.
Bermuda Triangle. That's what you're trying to think.
No, I can't remember the name of it. It's something I learned in history class, but I can't remember.
Yeah. If you know what Cape it was, let us know. I know it's not Cape Fear or Cape Cod.
Cape Fear is a movie.
Yep, kind of messed up. There were words. Anyways, yeah. Roman really said some shit. I had to sit back for like a whole fucking second because I was like, because anytime anyone's mean to like the interviewers now, I just kind of remember Renee like saying, "This is a really tired shtick. Like, please stop." After SummerSlam, I was like, no offense, like I get it. Michael Cole's been there for like at least more than I've been alive. However, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, it was definitely not.
Just, like,
it wasn't intended to be said in the way that it was, but the way it came off was just like, let's get a man out here. But also, Charlie would not have taken that shit.
Kayla's beaten down a little more than Charlie usually is. Kayla also has to deal with Seth now, so like fair is fair.
Charlie would have beaten the shit out of Roman.
Charlie would just throwing the microphone down like just oh god, it was a bit much. It was unnecessary. Roman's been interviewed by Kayla how many times now? It's not to be a dickhead.
I mean, he is a heel, as Milam just said.
Corbin wouldn't do that shit.
Corbin's very respectful. But also,
Timothy wouldn't do that shit.
Pat McAfee absolutely would.
Pat would do that shit. That'd be like, you're a woman.
He'd be like, can we get like Wade Barrett out here? Or Vic Joseph?
No, he'd ask for Wade. We know he wouldn't ask for Vic.
True, he doesn't respect Vic at all.
How can you? Skinny little dude.
He definitely respects William Regal and Wade Barrett.
It's just the British people, apparently. And Oni. Maybe.
Yeah. But in going back to that interview, so at one point I think Kevin Owens comes out. Right? Kevin Owens comes out?
Well, Jay does a thing beforehand.
Jay does a thing.
It sort of ensures that Jay's gonna get his shit punched in.
I thought Jay was assuring he was gonna get his shit punched in after Kevin came in.
Paul handed Roman a microphone and Jay snatched it from Roman's
that
hand.
That was when Kevin came out.
Kayla.
That was when Kevin came out. Because Kevin Owens was like,
Possibly. My notes are not concise on this promo, so you could be right.
Kevin came out and said like he basically was challenging him, wanted to have a match like immediately, right now. Roman was about to speak up and Jay ripped the mic and said, "Yeah, we accept. We'll have the match later. It'll be a tag team match." And yeah, so Roman and Paul did not look happy. But after that, we move on to a promo with Roman and Jay, where they're backstage. It's this one was a little weird. I also was like semi paying attention for this. Um, Jay was responding to the Smackdown match. Milam. The TLC match is already like confirmed. I think Kevin was asking more. Kevin was challenging for SmackDown, like that second he wanted to have a match, and then Jay was responding to accept that match as opposed to TLC. What?
No. Kevin suggested the TLC match right then and there.
Did he?
Because he said, he spelled it out like very slowly. He was like, how about we do this at TLC? And I was like, I only know that because I typed out in all caps TLC. Yeah. I figured that one out.
Well, I guess, yeah, Milam, it was at TLC that the match was supposed to be for. Apparently I am an idiot. But, yeah, I don't know what this next promo was. I know it was Roman and Jay. I kind of got the feeling Roman was going to be mad at Jay, but things didn't really turn out that way, but I think it's more so Roman stirring. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's your typical Jay fucked up Jay and Roman promo, where someone's like, I'm going to kill you. My deep, raspy little voice. I'm going to make sure that you fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm just like, well, could have seen it coming. He should have seen it coming. You should get Paul Heyman standing back there like, Miss Brock.
And then after that, we have Bayley versus Natalya. For some reason, this match makes no sense.
The way they posited this match felt very weird because it seemed like Bayley was coming out for a promo.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut away, and I was like, oh, I'm sure we'll get her screaming in the middle of the ring or something. No, we came back to Bayley versus Natty.
There are a lot of reasons why this match is bad. One of them is how it ended, and one of them is how it started. This match shouldn't have been Bayley versus Natalya. It should have been Bayley versus Bianca.
Part of me wonders if we only got Bayley versus Natalya because it seemed like that was originally announced for Tribute, and then they put in Carmella in place of Natty. I wonder if that might just be like a, consolation prize, basically.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, so yeah, Bayley versus Natty. Natty gets pulled against the ropes. She's punched around a lot. Almost just knocked several things under my desk off. There's a basement drop kick through the ropes and kind of around the post to Natty. Bayley then goes to yell at Bianca, but she gets punched in the back by Natty. Gets slammed into the stairs. There's a belly to back to Natty. Natalya shoves Bayley Natalya is shoved face first into the buckle. She then dodges Bayley, who slams her knee into that same buckle. And then Natty gets her sharpshooter out on Bayley, and Bayley manages to tap somehow. We were just discussing how the sharpshooter needs to have something else going on with it at this point. It's hard for me because, I'm glad Natty got a win. But it was not a convincing win.
I saw this on Twitter. I forget who posted it, but basically, throughout her career, Natty has to, she just randomly submits, big women's wrestlers, like Becky, Bayley, Ronda, too. A lot of big names. As if it's in her contract to do so. She does it very convincingly, I guess. But, for no reason. There was no reason for Bayley to have been submitted so easily.
Can I say something? It might come across as bad. Part of me wonders if maybe it's just kind of got to do with the lineage, if you will.
The fact that she's part of the Hart family.
I mean, the thing is that Natty is not a bad wrestler. I really like Natty as a wrestler, actually. Unfortunately, her bookings as of the last almost year now have been trashola. But I do like her. I think that she's got a lot to build off of. I think she's got a lot inside of her. I just think that she looks like shit because WWE makes her look like absolute shit.
Yep.
And then puts her in these matches where it's like, this doesn't make any sense. How did Bayley lose at Survivor Series?
How'd she lose at Survivor?
Isn't that against Shayna and Nia?
No, that was in the Survivor Series match.
No, this one saying is how did she lose at Survivor Series?
I think it was. Oh, I think it was against Natty. I think Natty took.
Natty's on
no,
Smackdown.
Peyton took her out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Natty. Yeah, because Natty took it out after her, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it always feels like they're on the edge of a story for Natty, and then they forget what they were doing entirely, and they just move on.
Remember when they tried?
We're all just left here like.
Remember when they tried to make a story with Natty and Lana dominating the women's scene on on a Raw?
And then they lost twice, and Natty was like, "I can't handle this," and I was like, "What does that mean?"
Did we jump into the match already?
We finished that, baby.
Oh, so after that match, we had a Pat Patterson tribute. Rest in peace. Very sad. Especially
made it through the first one. I made it through the NXT one.
We still have to get to the
Raw one. Dude, depending on circumstance, if the Raw one comes around, I probably will cry like 10 times harder. I'll just hold off on doing my makeup until like the second hour of Raw because it's just that fucking song. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's the fact that Patterson died, which is its own thing. Then pairing it with My Way plus him doing his karaoke version of My Way, it's like, oh, hurts. It hurts so bad. It's like my soul's getting torn apart. I'm like, and then like Sami was also fucking crying in the beginning of today, and I said, well, I'm out. I'm done here, boys.
Yeah.
Had enough.
You had the whole lineup and everyone was looking great. And I swear that was Lars Sullivan that we saw in the hat. I swear that was.
Maybe. Also, did Cigar look like he was dead on the inside, which was terrifying. Corbin was wearing a full suit. I mean, everyone else was pretty much in their gear. Corbin, who also had a match tonight, was in a full suit, like in like a tie.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh damn, dude, you're really gonna bring me down like this, huh?"
I'm sure he just likes to dress nice. He always dresses nice.
Well, I imagine that he would want to maybe dress nice because his whole gear is looking like a dickhead king.
Yeah.
So
pompous.
Maybe like sake of a legend passing away, maybe I'll wear a suit.
And Milam said he ordered a print edition of Harry's comic. Awesome. He'll be really happy to hear that.
I've seen them. They're packaged very nicely. They're very protectively packaged.
Mm-hmm.
I've at least 4 of them come into my apartment as of lately. So.
But yeah, the Pat Patterson tribute was very sad, very fitting. And Vince McMahon has to do that again on Monday. It really goes to show the extent that they're going with his tribute, what he really, the impact that he had on the company.
And again, I don't want to be like that person, but it does say a lot, like, going this far in I mean, again, obviously Pat's a legend, but like, it's such a testament to that legendary status that he's also a gay man in wrestling. I said this Wednesday, it's like, there's not many of those openly gay men in wrestling. It's like, it just fucks me up to a second degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least he seemed happy.
But going off of the Pat Patterson tribute, we have our Pat Patterson tribute match between all of the Intercontinental champions, the ones who have held the title at some point. Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and Big E versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And yes, Mylon, that title was very cool. The old school one that they had.
Yeah. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
And the IC title's pretty fucking cool as it is. Damn.
It's like the first and last versions of that title are the best ones.
Yeah. I do also always like seeing like the original versions of titles.
Mm-hmm.
I always think that's a very interesting little thing to like find out, because you're like, looked like what? That was it? And then you see the Divas title and you're like, it looked like what?
It looked like a Bratz accessory. Looked like it belonged in a Britney Spears music video.
It should have been in one. In fact, I'm sure she could use it now.
Yeah.
Anyways, we start with Rey and Shinsuke in the ring. Rey slams Shinsuke down to the mat. Then we get Big E in. Big E slams Dolph down. He tags Daniel in. Daniel does the double X handles to Dolph's forearms. Daniel then sends Sami off the apron. Dolph attacks Daniel from behind. Daniel then flips back off the top buckle to avoid Dolph, which just always looks so cool because it's like a moonsault without any like fucking purpose. Which just adds to the effect. But then Daniel says, well, I see something in my rearview fucking mirror, and Suicide dives out onto Sami, slamming him into the announce desk. He takes Shinsuke off the apron as well at the same time. He goes back up to the top rope and is then kicked in the face by Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler kicks Daniel in the midsection. Then they kind of like do like a double forearms to each other. When you think about how sharp the side bone of the forearm is, I don't really like that so much. We then get Shinsuke versus Big E. There's a bunch of belly-to-belly suplexes to Shinsuke. And then Big E belly flops onto Shinsuke. Shinsuke kicks him in the face. Then we get in the corner, a nice little Uranagi to Shinsuke. Big E slams Dolph into the post. Shinsuke kicks Big E twice in the face. We get Sami in. Big E goes shoulder first into the post. It kind of looked like he went head first into the post. It was a little stressful at first. Rey tags in, goes off the top rope into a sunset flip on Zayn, and then does like the best head scissors I think we've seen in since it went live. Pretty much.
Yeah, Rey was pretty much proving at 45 he's still. Oh man, he's still got great physique. And yes,
I feel like part of it's because he.
Oh no, go ahead before I get to this thought. It's kind of.
I was just gonna say I feel like it was partially because he fucked up the 619 multiple times during his Eddie Guerrero tribute match the other day.
Yeah.
But
yes, Mylon, Big E did have a new theme and the chalk entrance back.
Don't talk about it.
It's just a tribute theme. It was just done for Pat Patterson. He's not ditching the New Day at all. It was just
one time. This is one time.
Yeah, just this one time. That's it. Yeah, Mylon, I definitely think it's a one-time deal, just for Pat Patterson.
I hope it is. I mean, to be fair, it makes sense to go out there as Intercontinental title winner Big E as opposed to member of New Day Big E, so I guess that makes sense.
Big E Langston.
So, I was just like, but so help me God if next Friday comes around and it's still there.
Anyway, back to the match.
Right. So, there's a Blue Thunder Bomb to Ray. Dolph gets in. Dolph is then dodged and sent face first into the top buckle. Daniel Bryan gets in. Dolph is kicked in the face by Daniel Bryan and then does his little yes kicks. Nope. Dolph Ziggler goes up to the top buckle. Daniel Bryan goes to stand on the top rope. There's a nice little Hurricane Rana to Dolph. But unfortunately, the beauty of it was completely ruined when Dolph rolled through. Daniel then bridged out of a cover. I don't believe it was the one that came from that roll through, but it was right afterwards. And I love seeing that shit because I'm like, core strength. What's that like? Then there's a backslide to Dolph, but Dolph kicks out. Daniel is he's in like a weird kicking mood. It's not even quite the yes kicks at this point because they're not rapid enough.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just kind of like traipsing around, kicking Dolph every once in a while. I was like, you do that, Daniel. You live your life. Birthday twin. There's a famous or two, Daniel Bryan. Big E breaks the cover, but is kicked in the face by Shinsuke. Ray gets in. Sami drives him into the barricade. Then get the gentlest little tag. Dolph. Just a little boop on the noggin. Or the shoulder. I don't remember, but it was very cute. So, there's a running knee to Daniel, or Jesus fucking H. God damn it. I abbreviated Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler to DB and DZ, and I will never make that mistake again. That's for fucking sure. There's a running knee to Dolph. Sami rolls Daniel Bryan up, but Daniel Bryan moves that roll up into a yes lock. Sami, however, reaches the ropes. At this point, I think we kind of knew what was happening, and I was like, well, if this is how it ends, this is fine. There was a kick to the face of Daniel Bryan and then the midsection, and then Sami's just trying to get my fucking blood pressure elevated. It's already elevated about as high as it can go without me having a fucking stroke. There's another goddamn brain buster to Daniel Bryan. Every time it looks so safe and it looks so smooth, and I'm like, but one day, what if it isn't? I know. And Daniel, however, rolls him up regardless and wins. Which I was fine with. I was happy about that because Sami seemed to be pretty fucking upset about Pat passing away, as I imagine everyone was, but I was happy with the way this ended. And then we get a little cringy with like the stereotypical like sitcom song and dance at the end of the episode where Daniel and Ray and Big E re-entered the ring. Their finishers. We got, the big ending. We got the fucking they removed Sami and Shinsuke from the ring, and then Dolph was trying to make a truce. All their finishers, and where the match ended, which I didn't quite need, but
yeah,
whatever.
It was a nice match. It
was a good match.
After that, we had an interview with Mr. Kevin Owens. Very, very strange appearance from Kalisto. So Kayla was interviewing Kevin in front of a door, and then Kalisto comes out, and he's just like, oh, sorry. And Kevin Owens is like, hey, nice fedora. And Kalisto's like, what? What's that? He's like, your hat. He's like, oh, thanks. And then walks away. Like, what was that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I really
didn't even recognize Kalisto at first.
I really hope Kalisto went to Vince and was just like, "Hey man, can I just like get some TV time? Like I haven't been featured at all, and I need something." And then Vince was like, "Oh, okay, let me think of something." He hands him the script, and then Kalisto's like, "What?" And then that happens.
He was really hoping he could just come through that door without Kevin talking to him at all, like just hoping that like nobody would recognize when he was walking out. And then Kevin caught him. He was like,
when Kalisto walked through the scene, he just immediately walked to his car. Like he didn't cut or anything. He just kept going and went home.
"Oh, fuck me." Before we jump into this next promo, I want to take a quick breather before we really get into the meat of what happened tonight. With another promo, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because the next one's probably going to take a couple seconds of like processing.
Not if you ignore all of it.
If we gloss over the entire thing, you're right. But this promo is very close to my heart. For those of you who don't fucking know, we have a sibling.
You have a what now?
Yeah, I know. It's a pain that we must live with. However, I do have a sibling. A decent sibling. She's my only sibling, therefore she's a pretty good sibling. However, my sister, my darling dearest sister here, she's always been very talented, graphically. And recently she just purchased she got like an iPad or something. I don't know. But she is now added on to the fact that she's always been incredibly good at art, and it kind of fucking throws me for a goddamn loop. She right now has she's got an Etsy shop. And I really want to recommend this because let me share my screen.
Oh boy.
You're all gonna have to deal with this just one more fucking time. I'm gonna make it bigger while I do this. You probably can't see what it is right now because of the size of the screen. However, she has these little freaking Christmas cards up right now. Normally she has other stuff. She did all of her own wedding favors, and like the place cards and stuff like that. She currently has Christmas cards. There's one that says Merry Catmas, and this one here says Happy Holidays. It's got like a little dog with a sweater and a little dog with a scarf. Let me just pull up this design real quick. Look at that shit. Look at these puppies. Happy Holidays. It's got a wreath around it. That's not where a wreath goes, dude. And in addition to Happy Holidays, fucking word, we got this long ass fucking dachshund, and it says, "Oh dear." She has two other cards on her shop right now as far as the holidays are concerned. One says "Little Bit of Cheer" with a little plant on it, and the other one says "Merry Meowmas." It's very cute. It's super sweet. I totally recommend people buying from her. I like her. I think she's a nice lady. And she is going to provide a discount code. Not tonight, because I asked her tonight. She's going to provide a discount code come tomorrow. We will update the Pinfall Podcast Twitter with this discount code time for it.
Which you can follow us at
they're super
Pinfall
cheap.
Podcast.
They're super cheap, and I think that they're super cute, especially if you get like a pet lover or an animal lover in general. I'm definitely going to be buying these in a couple of days just so I can send them to friends and stuff. Maybe I'll send the Merry Meowmas to your mother, Mark.
Yeah.
I bet she'd like that. Yeah, I really recommend it. I can't wait to give you guys the promo code. I've known this person for 24 years. She's great. But for real, she's an awesome person. I so totally and purchasing from her. And the quality of her products are really awesome. I've actually gotten to handle the samples that she has because she's been working on selling them to other companies. So they're super high quality. The prints are really vivid. So super recommend it. You can find her products at etsy.com/shop/KatherineZink with a K, not a C. So help me God. You will not get the promo code if you spell with a C. Designs. KatherineZink Designs. Z-I-N-K. Spell it wrong, please. Yeah, we will update with a promo code. I really recommend you guys buy it. I might be biased. Maybe. Just a little bit. I like my sister, okay? Jesus.
All right. And the link is in the chat for everybody. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description. Same as all of these.
If you're watching in the future, I cannot promise that the promo code will work in the future, but it's still not expensive prior to promo code. So.
Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, sure.
To Murphy versus Corbin.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, you're just delaying the inevitable, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that for the workshop that we mentioned, Cultpotato slash both buttons, they have currently on Cultpotato, the website, they have a 15% off discount code, caps for the rest of us. I think I included that. I didn't include that in your message, but there's a 15% off site-wide. So, extra incentive.
Well, what's the code? Say it one more time.
All caps for FOR the THE rest REST of OFUS. No spaces, all one word. It doesn't have to be all upper caps, but I'd say make it all upper caps in case.
Mylum said
Anyways, let's get into the...
He already got the dog one.
Makes me really happy.
All
I
right.
tell my sister. She's gonna be proud of me, guys.
All right, so
Go on.
No, this is your thing. You do
You're
matches.
making me do this?
You do matches. What are you talking about?
We're talking about Carmella versus Sasha. War of words.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Silly, silly man.
So yeah, we have a dual interview with Carmella and Sasha in two different places because they can't be allowed in the same place together. Seems like a running theme with Sasha. But it's super lame. It's just them interrupting each other, shit talking. There's nothing interesting. There's nothing of value here at all. It's moving on. Liz,
Can I say something that's probably vaguely horrible? Just say something because we talked about this. It's obvious Carmella's had work done, recently and in the past. Which, if that's your vibe, go for it. However, I'm gonna be the catty woman for 5 seconds, please. I hold myself back every goddamn day of my life. It's bred into me. I'm trying to learn. I'm done learning, though. I've had enough beer. When you're delivering a promo, I need the eyebrows and the forehead to fucking move. So help me God. Like, Carmella's trying to act so fucking mad, and there's nothing happening up here. It's just... And I'm like, at least like Sasha's got like that little she's got like a little crease right here in the middle of her forehead, so like she like looks like she's getting mad. I'm like,
Sasha's animated.
Carm. Yeah, like Carm. No offense, baby girl. You can't come out in a patent leather suit and a patent leather face. I'm sorry.
Her face is entirely smooth. Like there's not a single thing on it.
To be totally fair, if you look close enough, and by that I mean if I put my face right here, My forehead looks like a goddamn melting piece of plastic. I raise my eyebrows. However, at least I got something going on up there.
And also,
Will it need Botox in the next 5 years? Probably, but...
Also, I love how Carmella was like, yeah, like, I'm a model, you're a wrestler, you're jealous, so what do you think this is, like the WWE or something? You think we fight? Like, yeah, you're literally wrestlers, you're supposed to fight, like, also Sasha's been on TV, she's been in The Mandalorian, what have you done, Carmella?
And then they like brought R-Truth into it, and I was like, leave him alone! Because like Carmella was like, well, all the men want me, and I was like, I don't think R-Truth was going after you like that, baby girl. Like, I mean, sure, yeah, you're hot, but like, I don't think it was like that.
Yeah. If anything, he was going after Drake Maverick.
Exactly.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that promo? Where R-Truth walked in on Drake Maverick, like, completely naked in bed? Yeah, that happened.
No. I mean, because I remember, like, there were, like, 14 different fucking pay-per-views where there was, like, a whole bit where he was looking for Drake.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so weird. It was a split screen promo, too. Carmella's half was so fucking trash. And Sasha's side was fine. Sasha. I was like, okay, cool.
It was okay.
I said fine. I did not say great.
And now we have Murphy versus Corbin.
Yes. Yes, we did. Time to discuss what the fuck was Dominic wearing today? What in God's name? What went through his fucking head when he said, oh yeah, let me put on this fuchsia fucking turtleneck? And Ray said, you're right, son. I'm done with my match too. Let me put these fucking horse riding boots on.
It's like Dom was trying to do like a Halloween Havoc version of Dwayne Johnson, of like The Rock.
I didn't recognize what Dom was wearing. You saw it first. I didn't see it because Buddy's body covered him perfectly. I did not see that shit until Buddy reached the bottom of the goddamn ramp, and I had to sit back and be like, I'm sorry. What are we wearing today? Is this the vibe? And the fact that, like, Ray looked so normal, too, until I saw past the fucking apron, and I saw these goddamn, like, patent leather, khaki-colored, they could be cowboy boots, but they weren't, because they weren't cut down in the sides. It was just like horse riding boots. For our family that is sponsored by fucking Louis Vuitton. My God, man. Come out here in Gucci shirts, Louis Vuitton masks, and you're wearing that? Listen, I like men to experiment with their fucking fashion. I think it's cute. If men started wearing crop tops more often, maybe we'd be in a better place. I don't know. Probably true. He's gonna test me on it. However, the fuchsia turtleneck does not work on a human across the gender spectrum. And I know that for a fact because I've seen a fuchsia turtleneck on several people. Dom, myself, my mother, and my sister. Not good. You can bury it. This was bad. Also, this match was fucking incredible. You know why?
End of days.
God answered our fucking prayers.
End of days?
Yeah, well that, but also Buck, Jackson, Riker, Blake, and Cutler are back and they look goddamn cool! I'm so excited!
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited about this.
They ended the Forgotten Sons and now we have Corbin's henchmen in Blake and Cutler, Buck, Jackson, Riker, and yes, Milam, the End of Days is such a good finisher. It is perfect.
There's very few better than that, honestly.
I think Corbin and Blake and Cutler are they're gonna be great. I can't wait.
I made a tweet prior to seeing Sean Ross Sapp tweet about it, but I think we basically said the exact same thing. was like, yeah, Blake and Cutler aren't. It seems like they're not on a tag team right now. This is a very different look from Forgotten Sons, so we can assume that's dead and gone. Thank God. But yeah, they're not on a tag team. Who fucking cares? They look good next to Corbin. And this buries Jackson Riker in the fucking ground, and I get to sit back and say, I respect all three of you. Happy Hanukkah!
Milo made a good point before that, like, asking why Dominic and Ray were accompanying Murphy to the ring. They're probably building a 6-man tag match. And the fact that Corbin brought out Wesley and Blake, or no, Cutler and Blake, it's definitely going to be a 6-man tag with Corbin, Blake, Cutler, Ray, Dom, Murphy.
Was I calling them Wesley and Blake this whole time?
No, I think you called them Cutler and Blake.
Okay, I hope so. It's so good because, again, like, I didn't like seeing them getting buried because of their shitty, Nazi, bigoted team partner. They didn't deserve that, and they also kind of came out and were like, I don't think they ever spoke directly about what Jackson said, but they did, like, kind of like go pro-protests at least, which I think is the least you can do in these times. And for them to be like, at least on the slightly correct side of history, and still kind of get fucked over like that, because when you're in tag team, your lives are their lives. So to see them back like this, also, I think it was Blake. I'm not sure. I don't remember who's who. One of them kept spiking the fucking camera, and I could tell from his fucking face that he was hyped to be back. Like, the way that he just kind of, like, it was twice. It was first when they came out, and then the second time was after they were, like, finishing and they were walking back. You could see him, like, kind of, like, look at the camera, like, baby.
He's like, it's good to be back.
He's like, I missed wrestling. I loved it so much. It looked completely unrecognizable, which is exactly what they need. We didn't know that it was them until fucking Michael Cole said some shit, and I was like, ooh. Yeah. It just makes me feel so fucking good. On top of all of that Jackson Riker is nowhere to be seen, heard, or smelled from.
Yeah. It's great. It really is. And I'm hoping they get, like, I hope they get better than just the grunt treatment, and that
I'm sure they will.
They're more involved. But now that we know that it's Blake and Cutler, I'm excited.
I think the fact that it is Blake and Cutler kind of gives it more. I mean, for Sean Ross Sapp to be tweeting about it, because he's a bigger name as far as the press in terms of wrestling goes, I think that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
He had good words about it, so I think that that's a sign that, like, it usually echoes the sentiments of others. So I feel good about that. I'm just really happy. Again, for somebody with the fucking last stage name, Riker, maybe this is a Hanukkah miracle, and it's gonna last more than 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
December 10th is gonna roll around, and I'm still gonna be fucking excited. I gotta talk about the match.
Yeah. We haven't talked about the match at all.
I finished my notes for this match with caps lock, first and last. First is, honest to God, what is Dom wearing? And last was, that was Cutler and Blake. Which really just sums up the entire fucking match as it is. Because I just wrote Corbin as cronies, and that was it. Because I didn't recognize them. Mm-hmm. Frankly, I'm still not convinced that, like, that was the other guy from Forgotten Sons. Like, I recognize the guy who had, like, the curly long hair, which I assume is Blake. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention to Cutler. I don't know. Anyways. But sure, I'm happy they're back anyways. And again, that they look so fucking different from whatever the goddamn fuck that was. That felt like I was watching, like, a wrestling squad from my hometown. So Corbin launches Murphy across the ring. There's a jawbreaker to Corbin. Corbin lifts Murphy from the ring down to the apron very gently. There's a head scissors from Murphy. It does not land quite as well as his father-in-law's did. Then there's a kick upside the head to Corbin. We go to the ringside area, and we're kind of in the timekeepers area. The cameraman gets fucking taken out. The cameraman eats absolute shit. Just into Murphy's fucking leg, it looked like. Rest in peace, buddy. Then there's some elbows to the neck of Murphy. We get the good old super fast Corbin move. Having fun over there?
Sorry, I just found a Reddit post that's apparently in main event like a while ago. They used to have Ryback after one episode. They had Ryback come out at the end of every single segment and just start screaming at people. Not even in the ring, just the crowd. He would just casually walk around the ring and start screaming at people. And would just do a lap and walk out.
That's my mental state.
Let me try and show you.
That's honestly how I feel tweeting the promo tweets for the podcast.
The teammate of Curtis Axel. Going out Kingston.
Hope everyone else will do it.
I wish I could share the screen.
What is he doing? Why is he even out here? Well, the big guy
Just doing a lap.
tweeting for days.
Just doing a good old lap.
Trying to get more attention here in WWE, trying to get noticed. That's some really crazy things to say on Twitter. How does that get you noticed? He just came out. I mean, he was just on national television. I thought he was going
Who's
after
on the
Kofi.
ring? Is that
Kofi.
okay? A lot more hair than he has now.
And he does that after every segment. I wish I could have pulled it up on the stream. But it's hilarious.
I respect it. That's how I feel 9 times out of 10, so.
Mm-hmm.
If I could do that, that'd probably be cathartic. I probably would be neurotypical again. Have serotonin.
My mom also said he just ordered something from Cultpotato.
Milam, you make the promo show. You make me feel like the promo show is worth it, and I appreciate that. I wasn't going to do it tonight, and now I'm glad I did.
Very much worth it.
Again, I can attest to the quality of at least 100% of the items that I'm suggesting tonight, actually. Because everything is either from people that we know or people that we've ordered from. So,
Mm-hmm. Do we want to get through the match, though? We'll have to get through that.
oh, I guess. I suppose. So, right. We have the super fast Corbin move. He slams Murphy into the mat. Then there's a headlock on Corbin. Murphy gets slammed into the buckle, but he gets a little sleeper hold on Corbs. Then, after being slammed backwards a couple more times, Murphy sits up on the buckle, goes off of it with a missile drop kick. Get another fast Corbin, but this time he is met with a knee strike. It's kind of devastating. And then Corbin, laying on the fucking mat, waves to his cronies and just goes, I said, that's a fucking power move. And then they come in, they fucking kill Dominic and Ray. Like, and when I say kill, I mean whichever one of them it was, because they were dressed exactly the same too, and this was from the back. One of them barreled Ray over, and I said, welcome back, boys! But they attack Ray and Dom. Luckily, Aaliyah is left completely out of it. That was very nice of them. Very chivalrous. Yes, I don't fucking care. Murphy is distracted by his brother-in-law and his father-in-law being murdered ringside. And then we get the good old end of fucking days. I cannot watch without screaming at least twice, like you should. Right?
End of days!
So fucking good. I will never get over when he end of days fucking Becky Lynch. That was when I knew. I was like, these are my 2 favorite wrestlers. This is it. Thank you. Just for Corbin to straight up be like, I don't fucking care that this is your wife.
Yeah.
Bitches get treated the same. Yeet. I said, Corbin, no.
Also,
But also,
being on the topic of Seth, AOP,
does he have a yet?
a little piece of news. AOP, their non-compete clause just ran out, so they will now be showing up on other promotions, hopefully soon.
I assume that their non-compete, Jesus fuck. I assume their non-compete would have been run out by now, so that's not shocking to me. I just kind of want to know when Seth's gonna have a fucking child,
Tomorrow.
so then I can start planning on Seth coming back.
Tomorrow.
Don't say that shit, because you know it'll happen now. However, we're in the prime time. He's gonna have a fucking Sagittarius if it all works out the way I think it should.
All
Which is
right,
good because he's a Gemini. It's the sister sign. Anyways, I'm not done. Actually, I am. End of days to Murphy. Kills him. Corbin wins. God bless America. Blake and Cutler are back. The world is correct. I'm happy. It looks so good.
So now that match is over, we have a promo with the Street Profits. We're basically just recapping the night and giving us a little tease into the main event. And then they're joined by Robert Roode and Cesaro, who both give them shit about, tag teams, yada yada yada, teasing a triple threat tag team match at some point. I assume maybe TLC. That would be pretty cool. And yeah, it was just arguing back and forth. And then we move on to our main event. Otis and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. But
yes.
This,
Heyo.
sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say, this should just be Kevin Owens versus Roman and Jey. Because at one point, Otis just disappeared and never showed up again.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, we got KO and Oats and Hose versus Jey Uso and Tony Romo. He comes out. Ro doesn't. Jey kind of looks fucking heartbroken. And my emotional ass tonight was like, coming out. Anyways, so we have Oates and Jey to start. Otis just kind of fucking clobbers Jey for an extended period of time. Jey gets some elbows up to Otis's face. Otis clotheslines the fucking consciousness out of Jey. Then Kevin Owens bops his little fucking head in. And we get a Samoan drop to Kevin. A little late to the party, Roman comes out. This gives Jey the wherewithal to stand up and look. Time for Kevin to fucking enziguri his ass. And then Roman doesn't tag in. Yeah.
Sorry, Murphy just tweeted.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Saying, Corbin's henchman didn't distract me tonight. It was Dominic's shirt.
I fucking hate Murphy.
Oh, he knows what we're all thinking.
I genuinely hope that Murphy has spent enough time with Dominic now to, like, see him come out of the fucking dressing room like that and being like, you're not wearing that. You're not. And Dominic is straight up being like, what's wrong with it? I don't know.
I like this color.
This is a nice color. What are you talking about?
My mom picked it out.
Pepto-Bismol. Angie would never.
You're right.
Unless she hates Dominic, which is possible.
That's why she stopped showing up.
Murphy took Angie's spot, and you know that. Angie was straight up like, and I'm out. Peace. I'll be home. I'll be sitting in bed. You guys have fun. I don't want to be fucking here. Which I respect again. So yeah, Roman doesn't tag him, but Roman Superman punches Otis. And then begins slamming Otis into the announce desk and then the post. Which, again, technically legal, because neither of them are the legal man, but it's not how a tag team match works. my experience as a tag team match watcher. However, Otis gets slammed into the fucking steps, and then Roman decides that's not good enough and picks up the steps and slams them into Otis. A different type of entry wound, I suppose. What's my hairline fucking doing on this evening? My goodness. That's why I hate washing my hair, because it just does this shit. And I'm like, it's fine. I have a cute face, so I'll just keep making up for it. Anyways. So then Kevin Owens comes up from behind, clobbers Roman. Jay goes off the top rope on top of Roman. We go to commercial break because Jay is laying in the fucking ringside area, dead. And then we're back. Kevin's in the ring. Roman's in the ring. We get one Superman punch before Roman tags Jay in. And there's an uppercut to Kevin, cannonball to Jay, an uppercut to Kevin, clothesline, and a senton to Jay. Kevin then slams Jay into the ropes. We get a nice fucking little DDT. Always looks scary. Kind of hate it. Hate a DDT. I I love them, and then I watch them and I'm like, stress, anxiety. Then we get, I think it's raining. That's what you're looking for.
I keep hearing a noise and I wasn't sure what it was.
I keep hearing noises too, and I keep meaning to check the weather, and I keep getting distracted on my phone, so I kind of stopped. Because I can't see. But it looks wet. I was really gonna fuck my plans for tomorrow, but anyway, that's not the point. Then we get a fucking Samoan drop. And that's to Kevin. I don't know. Jay. From Kevin. Who is, may I fact check this, not Samoan. Therefore, it's a Canadian drop now. Sorry. Anywho. Then it just kind of signs the death warrant. An elbow to Jay. Roman comes in, punches Kevin Owens. Again, Roman didn't fucking tag in. Roman just comes in. Roman does not tag. Roman comes in, punches Kevin. Jay super kicks him. Roman kind of fucks off to the ringside again. He goes up to the top rope to do his little Uso splash. And Roman says, no, that's not how this is gonna work. I'm Roman Reigns. Hi. You're not getting the finisher on him. I want the finisher. And I said, but Roman, he can do the finisher, and then you can do your finisher. You could just prop up the guy and spear him. Jay could hold him up like a little matador flag. Something. Roman does not care for that logic. So Jay gets down from the top rope. They were arguing for just long enough that Kevin Owens finally got his wits about him. Punches Roman off the apron. There's a stunner to Jay. Roman breaks the cover and gets a guillotine onto Kevin Owens, which, oh boy, lands him in a DQ. Tough shit, RoboCop. And I looked away for 5 fucking seconds. Because I said, end of the night. That's where this ends. It was a DQ. But that's not where it ended, is it? No, I looked up again, and Roman was hitting his own brother with fucking chair shots after chair shots after chair shots after chair shots, and then screaming at Kevin Owens. And I said, no, not really how you say, I love my family, you shouldn't fuck with them. I don't know, man. I'm not really sold on it.
He's a
I'm
psychopath.
not sold on that version of love.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
All right, so again, stay tuned, everybody, till after the best of the night, because we have our predictions for WarGames this coming Sunday. So don't go
Somehow
anywhere.
we bullshitted so much time. We did promos too. We've still only been here for 2 hours. At best. Not even. So. Anywho. Let's finish, let's do one Then we got one more promo after best ofs. How's that?
Okay.
So let me see if I can find the fucking piece of paper that goes along with this. Mark, you know who we're gonna talk about right now?
The cat.
Hey. Love you. She has no arms, so we're not talking about her.
Cool.
In case you're curious, though. Look at that. No arms. Embarrassing.
What a loser.
No arm loser. I love you. She's plotting my murder as we speak.
Oh. Who it
Yeah.
is.
We're talking about our pal. Someone that we care for quite a bit. Do you want to take this one over?
I do. So, Brendan Boyce of BsquaredCBGs. I think it's a brand that he formed with his son. Brendan Boyce is a dear friend of ours. He's worked with us many times in short films and a lot of projects. We plan on working with him a lot in the future. Incredible man. And not only is he an actor, but he also is a bit of a carpenter. And he makes let me link his website in the chat real quick. And for those on YouTube, his link will be in the description. That site only has his cigar lamps. He makes lamps out of cigar boxes.
Real quick. Currently, because it's very much first come, first serve, because cigar boxes are a finite item. Right now it is just cigar box lamps, which are very cool, very industrial. He does also have cigar box guitars that he has sold. You can see them in the reviews. And he posts them every once in a while, because I'm sure that they take a little more effort to make. But there will be guitars in the future. It's just very much like he's one guy working out of a workshop in his house, more or less. So it is. It's not gonna be like a Macy's per se.
Right. So now it's just cigar box lamps, but there will also be cigar box guitars, and who knows, maybe some cigar box chairs. Or he loves to make stuff out of cigar boxes. It's making something beautiful and artistic out of something that is dangerous and toxic. Really a poetic thing. Again, he's a very lovely man, very talented, both in acting and carpentry. And I assume it's his son to make some really great quality stuff.
Yeah, I assume because unless it's just him, because B squared could stand for his full name, Brendan Boyce, CBGs, which is cigar box guitars.
It could, yeah. So let's just assume it's just him.
But yeah, he's got 2 lamps up right now. I think they're about $50. Personally, as somebody who grew up with somebody who smoked cigars, I think that there is something to be said for how really fucking pretty cigar boxes are. There's a lot of craftsmanship that's put into them because they've got to keep cigars fresh, so they've got to kind of be solid. I'm just saying right now, y'all, if you check out the website and you check out the cigar box lamp with the clock, which is the second one on his website right now, you better buy it when you can, because it's pretty, it's teal, it has a clock, and Mama's gonna be paid next 2 Mondays from now. So, just saying, there's a good chance. I looked down and I was like, that's cute.
So go check him out on Etsy. Links in the chat and the description if you're watching on YouTube. All right, so bests of the night. Oh boy, was it a night? Was it a night?
I know that your promo of the night is the War of Words, Mark. You can just say it now, and we don't have to go through this whole shebang.
Yeah. Oh man. So we started
Love
off,
watching a man break.
we started off with the Roman Reigns interview that devolved into a bit of a psycho Kevin Owens and a bit of a psycho Jay, which led to a good main event today. Um, I really like this promo. I thought it was great. Um, Jay ripping the mic out of Roman's hand just shows how Jay never learns. Um, but I love this evolution of Kevin Owens that we're getting. It's a brutal man who's sick of Roman's shit. Although the one thing I didn't like about this was Roman being absolutely sexist, but also he is a heel and a psychopath, so he's gonna be a dick. After that, we had a promo with Roman and Jay, which was nothing new. We had the Pat Patterson tribute, which I wouldn't really consider that a promo. I just want to shout it out right now. It was very wonderful. Definitely one of the best tributes they've ever done. It's a very fitting and outstanding tribute for such an impactful man. And then we had an interview with Kevin Owens with a very strange appearance from Kalisto. Don't know what's going on. Then we had the horrible war with words, which was I hated it. Then we had the Street Profits promo, which was fun, teasing a little triple threat tag team. I assume maybe for TLC, who knows? But it was interesting. Nothing real amazing, but it was interesting. So, with all that said, my pick for promo of the night, there's no other options. It's Roman Reigns' in-ring interview.
Interesting.
What else are you gonna pick?
Can we just agree to not pick one? Can we abstain?
No.
Can I abstain?
No.
Kind of want to, because War Words was horrible. The KO promo was weird. Roman's was sexist as shit. And there was nothing else. I'm not gonna vote on this. I'm sorry. I hated every single promo unless we're just gonna compromise and say that the tribute to Pat for the second time was the promo of the night.
Sure. Pat Patterson's tribute gets promo of the night.
I cannot lower myself to anything else. At least the tribute was emotional.
All right. So, wrestler of the night. And again, stay tuned until after best of the night for the predictions for WarGames. So, we start off with Bayley versus Natalya. I gotta pick Natalya, not Bayley. I gotta pick Natalya for this match because Bayley didn't do a whole lot. Natalya looked decent. And that's the end of that. Then we had the Pat Patterson tribute match. Yeah, Milam, I agree. Not a super strong wrestling night.
It's not a super strong anything night.
Yeah, I agree.
Besides Dominic's turtleneck.
Strong Kevin Owens night.
Strong Wesley and Steve night.
Wesley and Steve.
Aaron Blake, Wesley and Steve, same shit.
For the Pat Patterson tribute 6-man tag match, I picked Daniel Bryan. He had the most time in the ring. He looked the best. Second goes to Sami for that incredible counter on Ray, as well as the great Blue Thunder Bomb. But I think overall Daniel Bryan had the better night. He looked fantastic. But yeah, I mean, he's Daniel Bryan. There's not much I can really say. And then there's Murphy versus Corbin. My pick. You see, I want to go with Corbin because I love his moveset so much, but I gotta go with Murphy because Corbin stuff, going with his, like, the things Corbin did great were his end of days, his deep six, which is all his, like, trademark moves. It's like praising Rey Mysterio for nailing a 619. It's like, okay, you're supposed to do that. You didn't go above and beyond. And I think Murphy kind of was the closer to doing that. I don't think Murphy was excellent by any means. I just think he was the better of the two as far as pure wrestling goes. I'm still not like strong on Murphy. I think he's a wrestler who's weak in personality. The only personality he ever had was when he was Seth's goon, his right hand man. And now that he's left that, he kind of has nothing. He barely even speaks now.
For the best.
And then lastly, the main event, Otis and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. I'm absolutely 100% going to go with Kevin Owens because he was ruthless, he was brutal, and doing the goddamn Samoan drop on Jey Uso was just... that was mean. That was mean.
Dude, that was fucking rad, though. I love that shit. I was like when Drew started doing the fucking neck breaker and I said, Adam? This is a Wendy's. I like saying that when my hair looks like a fucking train wreck. Jesus H. I love freshly washed hair. Look at this.
But yeah, Kevin Owens, he did fantastic today. I mean, like, you see the change in his character in how he wrestles. He was just so brutal and tough today. And again, the Samoan drop, using that on Jey was just rubbing dirt in the wounds. Was him shouting in Roman's face, I don't give a shit about you and your family. And yes, Mylum, I did see the new KO shirt. It looks so cool.
Was that what he was wearing early on in the day? Yeah, that was sick as shit. I was trying to figure that out. I was like...
stun the world.
And then I saw the word stun, and I said, Kevin. Get it.
So, my pick for Wrestler of the Night, I don't know if you'll agree, but based on the options today, I'm just going to go with Kevin Owens.
Oh, good. Thank God. I thought you were going to say Buddy Murphy, and I was like,
No.
No.
If anything, I would have picked Daniel Bryan.
That's fair. No, I really liked Kevin tonight. I thought that was really good showing, if you will. And Kevin hasn't had the best showings recently. They haven't been horrible. It's just like, I thought this was very spiteful. And considering Kevin Owens has never been like super sweet baby face, he, like, the fact that, like, he kind of was like being a little dick, the greater good, for lack of a better term. I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. I like him. Glad that we got more Kevin Owens. And I'm glad that he's not fucking fighting Alistair. Yeah. Even though I really don't know where Alistair is right now.
Oh,
rest in peace, buddy.
It's for the best that we haven't seen him. Because they would ruin him anyway. Hopefully he'll just be on NXT. But moving on to match of the night. Not a whole lot to talk about here. Bayley versus Natalya. It was stale. It ended too soon. This match shouldn't have even happened. It should have been Bayley and Bianca, if anyone. Then we had the Pat Patterson tribute match. Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and Big E versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. I really like this match. I think this was a great showcase of everyone. It was a great tribute. Showing off the OG Intercontinental title was fantastic. And then we also got a great showing from Sami, Daniel Bryan, Big E's new walkout, and Chalk to reminisce in his original days was great. Little lacking from Dolph and Shinsuke. But I still think overall this match was one of the better of tonight. Then we had Murphy versus Corbin, which was fantastic in some ways and not so great in others. If you look at it at face value, this was just another, plain ass match between these two. Corbin was just his regular self. Murphy was Murphy. The Mysterio shit's always annoying. But when you add in the fact that this is reintroducing Cutler and Blake, I'm all for it. I loved that. That's the only reason I really like this match, was because it reintroduced those two in a whole new gimmick. Love it. I love where they're at. But as far as the match itself, yes, it had a clean end of days finish. But I don't think that's enough to sway me towards picking this for match of the night.
Okay.
And lastly, we had Otis and Kevin Owens versus Roman and Jay. I really liked this match, but I also didn't like it for some reasons. Roman coming in late was great. I love Jay walking out and uncertain of Roman even coming out at all. Him slowly becoming more worried. Great character work from him. Jay constantly proves himself as a great actor, a great performer. Then him getting beat up on by Otis and Kevin was great. Then Roman comes out and beats up Otis, but then Otis disappears for half the match, which I wasn't fond of. I was like, where is Otis this entire time? He can't just be knocked out by fucking Roman when it seems like Otis can just absorb any hit that comes to him. Seems
Didn't make sense.
Very inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
What I said to you, especially when we were starting to watch the match, I was like, oh, well, what's going to happen is Otis is going to fuck around for a little while. Jay's going to get some hits on him. Otis is going to get powered up, beat Jay down. Once Jay's beaten down, Ro's going to come out to prove that, oh, Jay, you can't win this match without me. And then probably take out Otis, because they figured if anyone can, it's going to be Roman. No, that wasn't really what happened at all. In theory, Roman did come and take out Otis, but not the way I thought it would happen.
Mm-hmm. I think Roman's a little petty right now, a little too petty, but that's just my personal opinion. I didn't love this match, but I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. But with all that said, despite there not being any great matches tonight, my pick for match of the night is, and obviously I know you disagree, Daniel Bryan and Rey Mysterio and Big E versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. I think it was a great tribute to Pat Patterson and a wonderful showcase from Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and just a great flashback at a lot of the OG Intercontinental runs.
You're a silly, sad man. You know why you're a silly, sad man?
Why?
I guess why you're a silly, sad man?
Because you're disagreeing?
Because I'm not disagreeing. Keep on.
I thought you were going to pick Murphy and Corbin.
I like that you can tell I've been crying because my eyes are half open when I'm just sitting.
Yeah?
A Pepsi commercial came on, okay? Or no, it was a Coca-Cola commercial. Sorry,
Yeah.
That was a sin. Coca-Cola commercial came on, I started crying. Anyways. In honor of the fact that I started crying because of fucking WWE.
You didn't cry because of WWE. You cried because a man died. That's
to be
appropriate.
Fair, Pat Patterson died, and then they said, here's a fucking tribute to him. And I was like, I've already seen this, and why am I crying again?
Mm-hmm.
However, I think there's a part of me that also knows how much it probably meant to a lot of the people that were wrestling in this match that makes it more important to me.
Yeah. It's why we... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's why we got Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn to close out the match. This was this was a personal tribute from all of them.
And on a very, I guess, objective level, see moves that we've seen before get fucked up. Specifically, the flying head scissors by Ray. Which Ray has fucked those up at least once or twice in recent times. To see him nail that shit, specifically during this match, when he really did seem off his game the last few times we saw him, to see him nail that, it was like, okay, I get it. I liked it. I think that the higher meaning of this match meant even more to me than anything else that could have happened tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the decision.
So to run it back, our promo of the night: Pat Patterson's tribute. Wrestler of the night: Kevin Owens. Match of the night: Pat Patterson's tribute match between Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and Big E versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now don't go anywhere. You might think we're closing out the show right now, but A, we have one more promo, and B, we have our predictions for WarGames.
We said don't go anywhere. Felt like we were about to like take a commercial break.
No. I mean, technically.
You want to head out for a second? Take a little smoke break? I really hope your mom's not watching it. Speaking of, I do hope she's watching it. Mark, you're going to take this one away because this is your very own... It's funny. This is like a family and friends podcast because it's our friends and our family.
Yeah.
The family and friends promo show, hi, except for the Cultpotato website. He is not my family. I wish he was my friend. But we sent some nice Etsy messages to each other.
So do you want me to talk about this at all?
Sorry.
Or... All right, so I'm putting the link in the description in the chat right now. Again, it'll be in the description, but this shop is very near and dear to my heart. This is my mom's shop. This is the crafts that she makes on a daily basis. She makes cute, adorable little creatures made from wood. She makes everything from animals to characters. She's made like R2-D2. She's made Frankenstein. She's specifically made me a corgi, my favorite dog. She makes so much.
She's made you a corgi, and it's not in our apartment for what reason?
I didn't have a place for it, so next time I go home, I'll definitely bring it.
The apartment, anywhere.
But she makes this stuff out of wood. She used to go, before the pandemic, she used to go out on the side of the road and pick up scraps of wood and chop down trees that were just lying on the side of the road and take them home. Like, she would pull over on the side of the road. Her and my dad would cut up those fallen trees and take them home and make amazing little cute creatures out of them. They really are so wonderful. And there's so much, there's so many designs to pick from.
Yeah, before anybody thinks Mark's mother is chopping down good old trees, she's cutting up fallen trees. Mm-hmm. So she's not deforesting New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them in your house, and they range from these like very cute, like cartoony graphic kind of things to the angels that she has too, which are very I don't know how to explain it, but they're more simplistic, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're so cute. Would really like you to bring the corgi up here because I'd like to have that in the apartment.
And we were just up for Thanksgiving, and
there's a lot of stock.
She has them just lining the dining room just all over. This is something that's very personal to her and really, really matters. And they're not expensive either, I don't think.
No, they are. I didn't look up the price. If you want to, you can right now. I think that she might do customs as well.
She does do customs.
I'm not mistaken. She has an email address listed on her website.
Yes, I believe if you want one, you should email, tell her who sent you.
Say my name first.
But yeah, Mile, you should get the SpongeBob one. I didn't even know she had a SpongeBob one.
I didn't either, actually. She has a lot. It's like, it's always kind of fun to go over to Mark's house because, like, when I see them, I'm like, I know what this one is, and I know what this one is. And it's always really nice because, like, if she makes a new one, I think she did this with the panda. It was either, I think she's done it once or twice. I think there was a panda that once, and she, like, brought me into her, like, little work room, and I was like, okay. And she's like, what do you think this is? And I was like, that's a panda. And she's like, yes, okay. And I was like, I was really worried. I was like, it looks a lot like a panda. If it's not a panda, I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
I can't tell you how many times when I lived there that she was like, "Can you tell me what this is? Can you tell what this is?" Oh, it's so good.
It's really genuinely amazing to me because, like, I've seen so many of them, and they all look exactly like what they're supposed to look like. Whether it be like an animal or a cartoon character or like a character from a movie or something like that. It's like every time I see them, I'm like, how do you do that?
And with Christmas coming up, these are perfect Christmas decorations. She has a lot of Christmas themed ones, and they're also great gifts for grandparents or parents or kids who have a favorite cartoon character or TV show character or anything. Really, really great.
If I'm not mistaken, she has a lot of Santas right now too.
She does. She has tons of Santas.
Yeah.
Milam sent an email at 12:26 a.m. Thank you, Milam. She'll really appreciate it. She's definitely not awake right now, so don't expect an email back right now because she texted me she was going to bed. But expect an email back in the morning.
Yes, she's also like the loveliest lady. Mark's mom has helped us so much through this fucking pandemic.
She has.
That I pretty much owe her my entire life. So not only would you be buying a really awesome product, you'd also be buying it from a really awesome lady. So,
yeah.
Is there anything better than that? Like, you're buying a nice thing from a nice person. It works out all around. And if you're a nice person, everyone's nice in this situation. Vibes. I should never be a fucking... I like that I work in sales and then I try to sell stuff and I look like a complete asshole.
Well,
vibes.
That concludes our promos for tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, links will be in the description. Otherwise, all the links are in the chat right now. If you're tuning in late and want to know what else we shouted out, check it out on YouTube. All the links will be in the description there. The Pinfall podcast on YouTube. So
you know, front teeth when I do this.
What are you doing?
Looks like I have no front teeth. Looks like I have no front teeth when I do that. I meant to say something, but then I noticed that. I was just gonna say I'll also try to update the Twitter with this too.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is probably the best time of year to do this. I haven't updated because of a promo show in a while. So.
All right, so shall we do WarGames? WarGames predictions?
Yes, give me 1 second. Let me get down to the bottom of my notes so I can type these out.
Now, for those who are new to the podcast or have forgotten how predictions work, every pay-per-view, we do predictions. We predict the outcome of every single match. And for every incorrect prediction that we do, that we get, each of us has to finish 1 can of hard seltzer before the podcast is over. So if we get 3 matches incorrect, we have to drink 3 cans of seltzer before the end of the night. And so whoever comes out of it with the most correct predictions walks away as the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion. Now, currently, I am the defending champion, the undisputed reigning champion. If this was my belt, I would be holding on to it, which I am.
Sadly, it's not your belt because you lost, baby.
But I didn't lose the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Championship, which this is symbolic of. Now,
I didn't even finish my seltzers last time because I was very drunk going into the podcast. So I'm a little cheat. Bitch.
Now, also, the winner, whoever has the most correct predictions, picks a punishment for the loser. And yes, Milam, this title is very nice. This is the Universal Pokemon Federation World Championship belt, as you can see. Universal Pokemon Federation World Champion. And there is the logo. Custom made. Anyway, shall we do the predictions?
We shall. I'm trying to type out some of the ones I remember. But hit me with your best shot, sweetheart.
So, Team Shotzi versus Team Candice. Do you want me to say my prediction first?
I've got a prediction, so you can go ahead if you want.
I'm picking Team Shotzi.
Me too, aka Team Future Wives for Liz.
The only reason I say that is because Team Candice is kind of filled with, I don't want to say nobodies, but they're pretty much just stereotypes right now on that team that are like kind of not doing much. Team Shotzi,
I do worry about the indie potential.
I
the
am
indie
too.
Contingent, if you will.
I am too, but I think because it's a cage match that it'll be better. But I do think that because Indy got involved, the advantage will be taken away. Now, next we have the Undisputed Era versus the Brand, which is Pat McAfee, Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, and Pete Dunne. Do you have your pick?
Go ahead. I've already written down what you have. I know what you have. I've written it down. I've written down what I have.
So I'm going with the Brand.
Oh, Shacker! Shacker! I'm shocked.
Mostly because, you know, Pat's supposed to stick around for a while. And they gotta solidify themselves as the main heel force in NXT. And this would be the only way to do it.
I chose Undisputed Era because I'm just an absolute whore. So I'm not gonna play it any other way. Also because Undisputed Era is basically my Drew McIntyre for NXT right now. If Finn's not involved, Undisputed Era is my Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go down with that ship. I don't care. But one way or another, regardless of who wins this, because weirdly enough, I'm actually not that concerned here. Whoever wins it, this is going to be a fucking sick match, dude.
It will be.
This is going to be a really good match. If it's a bad match, I'm going to be blown away in a different way. It might be so good it's bad at that point.
Yeah. So up next, we have Leon Ruff versus Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest for the NXT North American Championship. This one is tough for me. It is tough for me to pick, but I think I have my pick. You have yours.
I think so. You tell me yours first.
I'm gonna go
I
with.
actually forgot about this.
I'm gonna go with Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
There's a singular reason why I think he's gonna win, and that is Ghostface. Ghostface hasn't made any moves yet. He hasn't interfered at all, and he's waiting to do that at a WarGames.
That's not true.
He interfered at Halloween Havoc.
And last Wednesday.
He was there. He was like behind the plexiglass, but he did not do anything.
Well, no, technically his presence interfered because his presence distracted Damien to the point where he got tackled.
But I think we're going to get active interference this time.
Can I posture something here? You always do your little extra bets on the side. Can I do one of those?
Yes.
Okay. Now that you've officially agreed, I'm saying Damien, unless. Okay. I'm saying Damien, unless Ghostface is revealed as a human being. If Ghostface is revealed, then I assume Johnny's going to win.
What if Ghostface is revealed after the match ends?
No, I'm saying Damien's going to win unless Ghostface is revealed. If Ghostface is revealed, Johnny's going to win.
Okay.
If Damien wins, I win. If Johnny wins and Ghostface is not revealed, I don't win.
Do you want to make a bet on who Ghostface is?
Let me solidify my bet here first. I mean, I feel like we're gonna guess the same person.
Maybe. Who are you saying?
I'm gonna say Andrade because you made a good point for that. Even though I feel like I'm falling into a trap with you here because I know that Andrade is injured or underwent surgery. He was supposed to be gone for 3 months since the draft.
Right.
I don't know how long it has been since the draft because time does not exist anymore and it's fake.
I'm gonna take a bold guess right now, and say
Okay.
Dabba-Kato.
Okay. Sure, my sweet prince. You know, when Ghostface was standing in the crowd and was basically on height level with everybody else, I'm sure that was Dabba-Kato, the 7-foot fucking madman. Sure.
Do you want to hear my reasoning?
Go on. Yeah.
Because Arturo Ruas was on NXT, and he was one of the main Raw Underground guys. And now we have one other main Raw Underground guy, Dabba-Kato, who has not been seen anywhere except for this towering man who has been seen around Johnny Gargano. I think he's gonna be Ghostface. Indy randomly showed up with Candice after little to no lead-in. Dabba-Kato could do the same.
But that's not the same. Dabba-Kato just showed up. I mean, Dabba-Kato's had lead-in. It's Raw. I don't... Listen, it's your prediction. I will let you have it. I don't think you're right, though.
It would make just as much
really
sense
don't.
as Andrade getting involved.
No, it wouldn't, because Andrade is like 6 foot. Dabba-Kato's like 7 foot. That's a very different size of man.
We'll see.
Very different.
Could also be Shane McMahon.
Okay. If it's Dabba-Kato, I will do a shot for you. I will do an absolute shot. I will also eat a ton of food prior to, so I don't feel it. However, primarily just like white rice boiled. That's it. Because everything else is just gonna make my stomach sad.
Milam asked,
Can you keep track? Oh, I was just gonna say, can you keep track of who we just assumed was gonna be Ghostface, just so I can type that out later?
Okay. Milam asked if we saw Andrade's video. No, I did not.
Yeah. Milam, before I go and find the video, is that video going to ruin my entire prediction? Or who Ghostface is? Please respond promptly. I like talking after having 2 beers.
Let me try and look up Andrade on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. Andrade Almas.
I swear to God, Andrade.
I was born to do this video. Is it that he's returning to being Luchador?
Which makes sense because he's wearing a fucking mask! You bitch!
Milam said he doesn't think he's going back to NXT. But what does he know?
To be fair, Milo.
He said
To
that.
be fair, let me just say this one more time. To be fair, I don't think either of us are right. So we'll leave it at that. Just based on the options you have given me right now between Andrade and Dabba-Kato, based on build, and because I was right the first time, based on build, because it was not Indy that interfered in Johnny's match, because I was right that time, and you can't say I wasn't, because I was. Based on build, it's not Dabba-Kato.
What if it's like Tommaso?
It's just Tommaso pulling double duty. I mean, we could also put in the group, the team bet here. You want to make a team bet?
Team bet.
Team bet. You and me. Team bet.
What's that?
Austin Theory.
You're right. Oh, that's a very clear option. Oh, I predicted that
Team
at
bet.
one point. Yeah, team bet,
did,
Austin
team
Theory.
Bet. Okay. And if it's literally none of the above, we'll drink. If he's revealed. Otherwise, if it's Austin, we don't drink. If it's Daba, you don't drink. And if it's Andrade, I don't drink. If it's Daba, I do a fucking shot because you are out of your goddamn gourd.
All right, so
Watch me puke on stream, boys.
after that we have Dexter Loomis versus Cameron Grimes in a strap match.
Dexy baby.
I am picking Dexter as well.
Oh, I'm also picking him. I was just kind of saying his name. I love him. Cameron's been a little too high up in his own britches.
Also, I don't think there's any way for Cameron to get a clean win that would be convincing towards Dexter's character.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless Cameron has help.
Which I don't really think Cameron's in a position to have help right now. But...
I don't know about that.
Who's he friends with?
It's not so much who he's friends with, but who Dexter is enemies with. Someone we haven't seen in a long time. Dream.
Well, no, because Cameron's not friends with Dream either because Cameron fought Dream and did the cave-in on him.
I mean, I think, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Wouldn't that fit for both of them?
It would.
If Velveteen hates Cameron and hates Dexter, then it's just the enemy of my enemy is my enemy, apparently.
I don't know. But I think that's the only way Cameron can get a clean win, so I'm still going with Dexter.
And also, I mean, to be fair, interference, at least in NXT, isn't super common. So
yeah.
Match-ending interference. Oh, look at this little... Who's she? What is she doing today?
Alright, so do we want to move on to Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa?
You mean Timmy versus Tommy?
Timmy versus Tommy.
Isn't that like a Fairly Odd Parents episode? I feel like there was a Tommy in Fairly Odd Parents that Timmy hated. Or it made some shit up.
Probably.
For the fun of it. Yeah, that's fair. Anyways. But yeah, Timmy versus Tommy. Yeah.
I want to make a really bold prediction right now based on where the story's at and where they could take it. I'm gonna say no contest.
Give me a basic. I was gonna say give me a basic prediction and then give me a fancy prediction. I'll give you a fancy prediction if you give me a basic prediction.
Wait.
I want to be on equal footing with you here. Give me a basic, like, there's nothing else happening in this match. It's just these two guys fighting. And then a fancy prediction, something weird happens.
So basic prediction, Ciampa wins.
Okay, I've got Tommy too. So that works there. I have a slightly fancy prediction that is based on last NXT.
I'm going to say no contest.
Okay, and why are you saying no contest?
Because Kushida.
Yeah.
Both
That's why I was gonna say
Kushida has fought both of these guys recently. And then also there's his students, Timothy's students, who either help or not help. I don't know, but I think there's going to be a lot of interference, and I think it's really, really early in this story to have this already be at a takeover. Really early. I mean, this feud is just starting out, and we're already getting it to takeover. This is not going to be a clean win at all.
I think that's a bold prediction only because I think that Timothy Thatcher has proven so much of himself that I don't think that between Tommaso being such a fucking intense dude and being so good at what he does, and in theory, yes, their feud is pretty fresh, but also Tommaso only came back a couple months ago. So I think that affects it. Plus Timothy's way of fighting being just so impactful. So I'm saying Tommaso only because it feels very stupid for them to all of a sudden be like, y'all haven't had a real ass fucking fight. Timothy's still gonna win. That feels weird to me. But I do want to say, as far as my fancy prediction goes, is I believe that the Malcolm Bivens student dynamic is gonna come in at some point.
Okay.
Because I swear to God that was Malcolm. I swear to Christ. It was blurry, and the whole point it was blurry was because it had to be somebody that we recognize. He was a short-ass dude. Malcolm Bivens is not fucking tall. It's a pandemic. If he's a little more round than he used to be, fine. I swear to you it was Malcolm Bivens.
Okay.
Indus fucked themselves after a Great American Bash. So I have to imagine.
Well, so to run back our predictions, I'm going to run through all mine, then you run through all yours. Team Shotzi versus Team Candice, I got Team Shotzi. Undisputed Era versus The Brand, I got The Brand. Leon Ruff versus Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest for the NXT North American title, I have Johnny Gargano. With Ghostface being revealed as Daba Kato. Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes, I have Dexter Lumis. And Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa, I have either Tommaso Ciampa wins or there is a no contest.
Okay. So I'm trying to order this too for me. As far as like the order of matches. I think I've got everything here. All right. My predictions are as follows. Ah, oh, shit, I lost something. I did. Command Z, hang on. I love using Google Docs. It's just so fun. Okay. Women's 4x4. 4 versus 4, not 4x4. It's not a plank of wood.
Yep.
I've got Team Shotzi. Men's 4v4. I've got Undisputed Era because I just don't know any better. Leon versus Johnny versus Damian. Sadly, I wish that one of us had chosen Leon, honestly. But I have Damian unless Ghostface is revealed. If Ghostface is revealed, I believe Johnny will win. Then we have Dexy Baby versus Cambone. I have Dexy Baby. And then we got Timmy versus Tommy. I've got Tommy, but my fancy prediction is that Malcolm Bivens and the student will return. So ultimately, as far as basic predictions go, we've got 3 that align, 2 that do not. Technically, we have 4 that align if Ghostface is revealed. And then overall, we have 6 predictions with really only 2 that are flagrantly different. Only 2 that are specifically different.
Right.
Unless Ghostface is revealed, which I think is the best place for Ghostface to be revealed. And then we have external bets as well. which I did not take into account because I did not take them down.
All right. So that ends the podcast. Tune in this Sunday for WarGames. Liz, would you like to close us out?
Oh, God bless. All right, kiddos. I think 90% of the people that watch this are probably older than me anyways. Anyways. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you purchased / are in the process of thinking about purchasing / will purchase in the future from any of the people that we recommended, I really appreciate it. I'm sure that I know that a lot of the people that we talked about tonight will really appreciate it. It's just a nice thing to do. And it means a lot to us because I put on a promo show because I think that we have people that will listen to our recommendations, and it's nice when people do. In addition to the fact that, we live in a fucked up world right now, so I think offering a little bit when you can is always helpful. Whether it's us giving free promos or y'all taking us up on these free promos. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. We really appreciate you guys being in the chat. We really appreciate literally anything that y'all do in terms of interacting and being around us as far as our social media presence or streaming presence is concerned. Vibes. Yeah, I could go on. I'm in one of those moods. I could go on for another 3 hours about how much I love everybody who. Hang on, I'm not done. I'll move on. We love you all. It's really nice to have such a lovely audience. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for anything that you said, interacted with us tonight. And especially also thank you to Mike and Mylon for tuning in. We missed you guys a lot. We love having you guys in the chat. Also, Mylon, your tweet was very cute. But thank you so much. We will be back on Sunday for WarGames. Thank fucking God. I have been waiting for this moment ever since we started watching wrestling again. I've been watching old last year's WarGames and bits and pieces just tied me over. So please tune in for WarGames. You know how much we fucking love NXT. You know how much it's gonna be a good fucking time. Hopefully I'll fucking win. I know. Okay, calm down. Yeah. Please tune in Sunday. If you watch tonight, thank you. If you watch in the future, thank you. Hanukkah is coming up. Happy Hanukkah. Light those candles. And also, in case you were wondering, December 18th is cool. It's a good day, I guess. December 20th is also fine.
December
as far as
19th
days
sucks.
are concerned. Hey! December 19th. For some reason, don't know why I chose this date. I do. It's the end of the year for us, basically. It feels like we've been doing this for almost a year. We haven't been. But it will be the end of the year, and we wanted to do a fun end of the year awards show. So if you were wondering, what can I do December 19th? Well, mark it off in your fucking calendar, 7 p.m., December 19th, bitch. We will be here. We will be dressed up. We're going to be in the 9s. Maybe the 10s, dude. I'm going to be in the 10s. I'll wear a dress. I don't give a shit. I'll punch a horse. We'll do it. Clip that. However, we will be doing the Micromies. The Micromies is an end-of-the-year awards show for our opinions of wrestling. So basically, we're awarding ourselves for having opinions, and Mark for having stats. Oh. If you're ever man, I don't get enough of Liz and Mark's opinions 3 times a week, maybe 4. Tune in on the 19th. We're going to have opinions. We're going to have drinks. Maybe I'll make a fun little cocktail. Maybe there'll be Prosecco. Probably not. I'll get a migraine. However, please tune in. It's going to be fun. I have been hyping this up since goddamn fucking July, I think. I don't know. I will try to find out how many times I have challenged Corey Graves to a fucking match. Probably won't. Actually, I don't feel like reading that much into it. But it's probably a lot. Anyways, vibes. Please tune in. for tuning in tonight. I love you guys so much.
And if you enjoyed, hit that follow button down below. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And check out the live show because we can talk to you live. But if you're watching the live show, check out our YouTube, the Pinfall Podcast. You can see the rest of this podcast or check out previous ones. And follow us on Twitter at Pinfall Podcast. Remove the that's the Twitter. And follow our personal Twitters. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And
Not private anymore.
this is not private, I guess.
I was private.
Follow.
I was private for a week because I had to complain.
Follow my personal Twitch, twitch.tv/Mark Cameron. Almost hit affiliate. I'll be streaming again on Monday. Check out the Universal Pokemon Federation on YouTube. Universal Pokemon Federation. Really cool mix of WWE and Pokemon. We're working on full-length episodes to be similar to wrestling, so you won't want to miss that. And we have a World Championship coming up very soon, so you definitely won't want to miss that. And so, tune back in on Sunday for WarGames. WarGames! And you can see Cameron Gimes go to the moon! 3 times in one night. Yeah, so this coming Sunday, WarGames, see our predictions, see who comes out as the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion. Alright.
I will personally take a sip every time I do fucking peace signs because apparently that is my new go-to and I don't like it.
It is.
I don't know why.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. See you on Sunday.